Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, because you know, no. The STS is here in your city. I am your host, K South, aka the sixth man. Looks like we going on a solo mission with this one. As you already know, STS is usually when we have the conversations that can be sports related, entertainment related, and or psychological or philosophically related. Hopefully, just to tie it all into one. So today's conversation, what we're deciding to have today is we're going to be talking about PTSD, and we got a couple of examples. Um, we're going to analyze the ideologies and the psychological traumas of PTSD and the long term effects by using a couple examples of 28 to 3 and Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. So we're going to be covering a whole bunch of things. We're not going to be on too long today. Um, what's going on, Mike? I guess he's over there in silence. Keyshawn, what's going on? D Sloan, Triple Flair,
I mean,
Sonya.
run out of you. What the fuck you gonna do if I don't run out of you?
My foes, they can't destroy my body. All right, man. So, like you said, man, Mike, appreciate you coming on with this one. Like you said, today we're just gonna be pretty much talking about PTSD. Like I said, I'm using a couple examples. I threw the other example at the last minute. 28 to 3 PTSD. Yeah, yeah, that one in itself is some serious
That was my
led to some
Goku
serious
impression, y'all. That was my Goku.
exactly. That led, I'm still trying to figure out, boy, what the hell vocal range do you have to be screaming like that as a voiceover?
Like I
I
don't
don't,
fucking know.
I don't even know what the hell that is. I don't even know how you do that. I can't even talk for a long time. What
You
makes
gotta
you think
have
I'm
that
a
on
scream?
archives. That gotta be something that you pre-record because you can't do that every time you record. Ain't no way in hell.
Hell no. But hey, man, we're gonna get right into it, man. So as we already know, there's a lot of major things when it comes to PTSD. Like pretty much the definition of PTSD or post traumatic stress disorder, mental health condition triggered by experiencing or witnessing terrifying, life threatening, or traumatic events. Like I said, this is kind of like a major thing, especially when it comes to guys and girls that are in the military that have actually seen combat, um, dealing with a lot of the uncertainties of whether they're going to come out alive or they just going to end up dead and probably seeing squad mates going out like that. But Mike, so what do you think is some type of examples do you have when you think about PTSD?
Uh, I mean, there's a number of shit examples of it. I could probably tell you.
Sonya already started off. She said Raheem Morris gave her PTSD.
See, that give me a whole nother problem that I don't want to talk about. PTSD ain't it?
What it say? He gave you there's an STD of the eyes. That's what it was.
No. It's
Yeah.
it's Friday
Now,
the 13th. That's all I'll say.
exactly. Well, of course, man. But I will say this. Let me get this sidebar out the way first. Well, what the fuck happened to the All Star game? What happened to NBA All Star Weekend? Because, bruh, ain't nobody even talking about this shit no more.
It's that big-eared Bugs Bunny looking motherfucker. That's the commissioner of the damn NBA.
Bruh, do you do realize all the skills competitions are over now, right? It
Bro,
ain't even
I don't
9:30.
have a fucking clue what's going on. What's going on. You
I
don't
didn't
even know
even
what's going
fucking
on.
I didn't even fucking know. They didn't even advertise the shit like that.
I have
Hey,
no idea what the hell's going on. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I have no fucking clue
yeah,
what's going on. Because
but
I don't
that's
even
the
watch
thing.
basketball.
But but the thing about it is usually even for those that really don't watch basketball like that, NBA All Star Weekend is usually. Let me go ahead and change this background right quick because it look like this shit's kind of distracted a lot of folks. Let's let's do this right. There you go. Now, like usually when it comes to NBA All Star Weekend, like I said, even for those that really don't watch basketball, they always kind of tune into this particular eventful weekend because it's All Star Weekend, basically. We just talked about that. But this year in particular, they haven't really advertised shit.
It's been a
And,
night.
and it's definitely been a nightmare. And people are starting to kind of pay attention to it. And it's like, ugh, the best friends club version of the NBA is really kind of ruining it in itself.
Well, I'm gonna say it, and I've said it before. LeBron James has destroyed in the NBA. It's his fault, all his fault. He doesn't want to participate in anything. Everybody can deny it, but it is 100% his fault.
Mm,
Nobody cares because he doesn't care. If
mm,
Michael Jordan would have been in the All Star game or he would have done this stuff, like Michael Jordan, let me say that Michael Jordan never did this type of stuff. He had
mm,
participated in everything. LeBron don't want to participate in anything. He doesn't even want to like now in the NBA. I don't know if you heard, Kill, but now they talking about they want to start taking draft picks away from people who are tanking, who purposely holding healthy players out. It's like it now you want to do something about it. It's LeBron's fault. It's his fault.
it's too late.
Now you want to do something about it. It's
Oh, it's too late
LeBron's
now.
fault.
That's kind of a, like you said, that is a bad thing right there in itself. Where, and like you said, you see football kind of going, football's been going down this route. Um, they should already know by now. And Keyshawn said that the advertisement of the NBA has been atrocious. Hold on. Has been atrocious. The NFL advertises the Pro Bowl more than the NBA advertises the All Star Weekend. And even with that, hell, the Pro Bowl this year, they really didn't advertise like that anyway.
It's the arrogance. They just we're the NBA and we're the NFL. They gonna watch regardless.
Hell, they had the damn Pro Bowl. They had the Pro Bowl family reunion game on a Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
When the last time when have y'all ever seen a NFL Pro Bowl game on a Tuesday? Jam, what's happening? JB,
What's that?
Vincent Moore, what's going on, man?
People can deny, but Kobe Bryant, when he passed away, a lot of it went downhill. But the problem is, again, it died. The NBA died when LeBron James became the center of attention. Everything went downhill.
Mm,
I
mm-hmm.
just want somebody. I just want somebody to tell me what, where, and how I'm wrong. Because
Well,
when Kobe was there, it wasn't nothing like this. People were proud to play basketball. It's
well,
not.
according to Kevin Durant, it's all Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic's fault.
It's his fault too, because he keep running from. Look, he works in these $5 two prostitutes out here. As long as he get 30-40 million dollars, he go from team to team. He don't care. It's his fault.
Mm.
Like look, LeBron made all this shit okay because he don't care about nothing but getting paid.
So you said so pretty much what you're saying is he monetized the game while the game monetized the game.
Yeah,
Mm.
as long as they were getting money, they were fine. There's no more love for the game anymore.
Mhm. Like Jeff said, let's have some good old Pro Bowl on a Tuesday. Yeah,
On a
Pro
Tuesday,
Bowl
oh
on
man.
a Tuesday, not a Sunday, a Tuesday. Fuck out my face with it. But either I saw Dame won the 3-point shootout. I like I said, I didn't see nothing. I didn't even know. I didn't even know they came on that damn early,
I had no look. My
bro.
thing
It
is,
was 8:30. They said they look. I got the notification. They said some motherfucker from Miami won the slam dunk contest. I'm like, wait a minute, it's only 8 o'clock. Don't the slam dunk? Don't these events usually go on
you don't know
later in
what.
the evening?
Yeah, think about what you just said. Think about what you just said.
That's what
That's
I
what.
said.
Think about what you just said.
Some motherfucker from Miami,
No, no, no,
like you
no, no,
said, the
no. The time. What
oh
you say?
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. The whole entire damn skills weekend was over by 8 o'clock.
It's because they're advertising for overseas. They're not advertising for us. They don't care about
Mm,
it. They don't care about it. Look at the time. The earlier that they push it, that means people overseas can tune in. He's not doing it for us.
mm. Yeah, so they are on a 4 hour what is it
Hmm.
like 4 or 5 hour time difference.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
So by doing it early, they just get the late night. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not doing this for us. That's why basketball look he don't give a shit. You need to get Big
Hmm.
Ear Bugs Bunny up out of here. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, Vincent, it was on Peacock. Just think about that. The NBA All Star Weekend was on Peacock.
The NBA on NBC has always been a thing, but when you advertising it for what?
Your your average the shit came on lit the shit. The shit was the shit was over before 8 o'clock. That's all y'all need to know. Uh, right. I ain't think about that, Mike. You kind of put me on the game right there. I didn't think about that. The earlier they got it out the way, the
Hmm.
earlier that the overseas people could, the people overseas could
Yeah,
watch it.
Bugs Bunny don't care nothing about the United States.
Mm, all right. So I just wanted to get that out the way, man. So like I said, if y'all haven't If I hadn't already shared and like this video, like this live stream, go ahead and do it. Like I said, man, this is the STS. We is shooting the shit or shooting our shit. I don't want to use SOS. Um, it's however you want to do it. But I want to go ahead and get back to this. Well, you can actually call this All Star Weekend shit some PTSD shit too, because these motherfuckers don't want to do shit. Sawyer said it had to come on early because of the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
The Winter Olympics are on all day long, so that is so.
But,
Half of
let me
these
say.
replays anyway. Shit, that's all replays any damn way. The fuck?
What'd you say? What'd you say? Like, yeah.
Man, look at 5 hours away. 5 hours too. We ain't got no motherfucking snow in the United States. Not like that.
Oh my god.
Maybe in Canada. And I
That
said,
yeah. Yeah. But we're gonna go ahead and get right into the conversation, man. The PTSD. I got a couple examples of this, and we're gonna kind of analyze certain things. Um, I didn't even know we had a Winter Olympics this year. Anyway, I guess I've just been asked out when it comes to damn shit going on. But um, the inspiration of this show actually came from a video that I was watching today, and I kind of had a discussion with you a little bit earlier about it, but it was a video that's on YouTube where they're using the Dragon Ball Z Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan debunction type video where you know how those debunction videos where it's like what you think it is, we're gonna break it down, and I want you to think about this. So for those, which is also one of my favorite movies all time, and one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z characters of all time, the original Broly, the Dragon Ball Super Broly. I don't know, it's cool, but it don't match this. But for those that don't know, the backstory of this is a little psychotic motherfucker named Broly had anger problems and had anger issues. He destroyed everything. He's supposed to be one of the strongest Saiyans of all time, the legendary Super Saiyan at that time. But the thing about it is, when you see him, he looks like a bitch. He looked like a bitch. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. He looked, but the backstory of it is he was in a baby crib next to Goku. He was the prodigy where he's supposed to be the strongest motherfucker of the whole Saiyan race. And the backstory is this nigga got anger issues because Goku cried a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the backstory.
Mm-hmm.
But the debunction video was interesting enough because it kind of added another layer to it. And that's why I wanted to talk about PTSD was they went on it and said that it wasn't necessarily the crying that pissed him off. It was the fact that the crying actually what was the trigger of the event that he got stabbed 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So what he remembered with the remember of him damn near being being off was this motherfucker crying right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of goes back to the definition where we're talking about traumatic events and stuff like that. And that's why I asked the question about like certain things, though. Like, how, in your opinion, how would you treat somebody who goes down the road of those traumatic events and PTSD, and how bad do you think that it affects how they act throughout their life based on these traumatic events?
Now, how would I would?
How much of an impact do you think that these traumatic events have on people like throughout their life after they have them, in your opinion?
I mean, it can. It can. I mean, the thing is, traumatic events is not a death sentence. I think a lot of people think traumatic events can be a death sentence, but traumatic events can actually be good.
Mm,
It's really just
mm,
what you do with that energy. Because I've seen people who had traumatic events. Um, I mean, we can go from the Dr. Martin Luther King. Y'all know the story of Dr. Martin Luther King and why he
mm.
decided to do what he did.
Refresh the people that may not know.
So, Dr. Martin Luther King, as the legend goes, and you correct me if I'm wrong about this, kid, but the he decided one of the Jesus Christ, why this fucking thing? Every time I want to damn uh search something, motherfuckers say, you know what, we were not going to work right now. So I'll be in the middle of literally typing shit, and this fucking thing just want to says, no, we're not
Yeah.
going
Man, maybe it's the information they don't want you to know about.
to. So, like I said before, legend goes for Martin Luther King is that his father was attacked. Oh, shut the fuck up. Now you want to damn do something. So his father was attacked. And um one of those attacks kind of left a mark with him, and he just, he wanted to kind of, I want to say get even, but he wanted to use that moment in time to kind of to do good for people.
Hmm.
And if you go things like I mean, we can use Martin Luther King for example. Shit, it's a number of damn things we can use for example. Um, I'll kind of use this. Uh, it's a favorite rapper of mine, Marshall Mathers.
Mm,
He was drugged by his mother. I mean, drugged by his mother. Like his mom would like feed him pills and all that type of stuff to make sure that he gets sick and all that type of stuff. So he grew up with a strong disposition for drugs. So he would take a bunch of drugs and take a bunch of drugs and take a bunch of drugs. But those drugs made him weird.
mhm,
He was groggy and shit all the time. He would get sick all the time and things of that nature. And he ended up becoming a rapper and end up obviously one of the biggest rappers. But one of the things that fueled his career was him being a drug addict.
mhm,
He was he would rap like those traumatic events that he ended up rapping about
mhm,
became like a kind of like a documentary of his lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? They end up making 100 million, hundreds of millions of dollars off of that. So that's why I say it's like traumatic events is basically what you. It could be a good thing and a bad thing.
Mm.
So I
Huh?
think it really just depends on where you want to go with it. But PTSD can be a good and a bad thing.
Right. Well, especially well. Speaking of another rapper's backstory, well, did you hear about? Well, my favorite rapper, Lupe Fiasco. Did you hear about the troubles that he had, especially
Hmm.
dealing with Atlantic,
Yep.
where his whole record label tried to sabotage his whole. They tried to sabotage his whole
Hmm.
damn album release because of a sample that wasn't related to the record label itself.
Hmm.
And it took his boy Chill, who's kind of one of the guys that kind of uh helped shape what his career would have been, ended up being. And Lupe was on he was on a suicide he was actually on a suicidal mission around that point in time because they tried to, like you said, they tried to sabotage his label, tried to sabotage his career because they didn't because he was using music samples that wasn't related to the to Atlantic at that time.
So
And
kind of
go ahead.
explain what that means when you're saying, well, he's not using music samples.
Well, you got certain you. It depends on what label you are at or with, because really the sample that I think he said was the sample on Kick Push. It was the song Kick Push because they were trying to shut Kick Push down, and what it was, the sample was actually from a song that was like overseas in Japan somewhere. But Atlantic, since they didn't have the copyright or they didn't have the copyrights or the rights to the quote unquote sample, or it wasn't under the label's name, they paid radio stations not to play it, but they ended up playing it anyway.
So basically, what that means for people that's not really in it, who don't understand that, with that, oftentimes when companies don't want to spend money on album, they give you an advance, and your advance is supposed to pretty much get you all the things that you want. So
Hmm.
if they being that they don't want to spend money on the album, they want money to
Hmm.
come in, that it will
Hmm.
cost them more. It will cost them more money than a lot of times than the artist will possibly bring in. What that means, some artists, if they don't sell well in the states, and if they don't have a good distribution deal, then a lot of times the company will end up spending more money than what the artist was bringing in,
Hmm.
and that's why a lot of record labels do exactly what they did to Lupe. It's because in the United States, they may not be able to get their money. They want the United States money. But if you go overseas and you use the overseas money, they can't do anything with the overseas money because obviously they don't control that. So it just goes back to
Hmm.
how it just goes back to that's one of the main reasons why Lupe and a lot of these guys like 50 Cent, because a lot of people don't realize a guy like 50 Cent actually make more money overseas than they make in the United States. They
Mhm.
make a lot more money overseas. The Eminems and all these guys, they make more money overseas than they make overseas. So that's the significance of why he's saying it led to Lupe, because Lupe knew that he would be able to make more money overseas than he would make in the United States. So that's essentially
Mhm.
why. And I know this because I went to performing art school and I dealt with a lot of artists. But that's the reason why Lupe wanted to use that, because he knew he would make more money overseas than he would make here. Because he's not
It's
really.
all-
Let's be real. We know Lupe. The people that are real fans of him, they know him. They know his music. But most of his
mhm.
fans are overseas. They don't sell like that in the United
or,
States.
or overseas or in the what we call the underground geek society,
Mm-hmm.
which I happen to be a part of anyway. But yeah, because like I said, when Lupe had that concert um, down here late 2024, a couple years ago, boy, it was geek central, boy. It was geekier than walking down the campus of Georgia Tech. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the crowd, and what it is.
Mm-hmm. So that's
But it
that's the
was,
reason why that I
but
just
it,
want to explain that, kid.
yeah. No, 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 you good. But even if you listen to a lot of the later stuff after that Food and Liquor album and after the Cool, well, really, it went really down here after Lasers. If you listen to a lot of the albums after those three, it was traumatic enough of dealing with that type of industry where he kind of independently kind of did his own thing because he didn't want to deal with the hassles of not only just censorship but just the controlling of what your sound is going to be like to fit what the fuck they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, why the hell you think Flow Rider still making making money? Boy, that bus Flow Rider ain't made a hit over here in the United States in damn near 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, just getting back to that Broly thing though. But can you imagine that one of the worst moments of your life where somebody stabbed you as an infant, as a child,
Mm-hmm.
stabbed you as a baby, and the last thing you remember about that shit is a motherfucker crying next to you, and you get tossed in the street like garbage.
Yeah.
And that kind of anger and that kind of like you wonder, okay, what's wrong with me? In which that character later on, once he started getting older, was kind of psychotic in a way where he just like fuck the world, fuck everybody. I'm just gonna go around and just destroy everything just because of that traumatic moment in itself. And we got a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people out here walking amongst us right now that had similar stories like this.
Mm-hmm.
It may not have been necessarily bad assassination attempts and stuff like that, but when you got people you know, people that get picked on, but how they look, people have to deal with, ridicule for certain things they like, people that they like, whatever. A lot of people don't have the mental strength to really be able to process that and keep their emotion check. You got some people that just go crash the fuck out for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Keisha said, yeah, Low is still a hit to this day. And bro, that song came out there 20 years ago. Boy, that's the only thing he needed. Boy, that overseas buddy is lovely.
The thing is, he got pissed off because he wasn't making they was blocking everything overseas. So that's why he wanted to commit. So because most of the money that a lot of artists make, most artists are overseas money, but they was blocking everything. So that's one of the main reasons why Lupe was contemplating. It's like he knew he was a hell of an artist, but he was selling more in the United States than overseas because they was blocking
Got
everything.
so.
And they do that by the distribution deals. They do that
Mm-hmm.
with the distribution deals that they control. So if they don't
Mm-hmm.
control certain distribution for companies, they can block anything and everything that you do. And that's again that's one of the main reasons why a lot of artists you see them sell good in the United States, but you see them go, they not nobody really knows them over because most of the time the company has stopped them from the company in itself has pretty much blocked anything their ability to make any money outside the United States. And I know this to be true from a few people.
Right. And like JB here said, even fears. People like to attack people with that too. Yeah. Man, man, like you said, people like to deflect, use their own fears. The environments that you grew up around.
Mm-hmm.
That fear itself, that fear itself will drive people to do some wild stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, a lot of people, like I said, it can't be just people like to throw solutions around like just straight up medicines and you know all that stuff like that. No, a lot of times to prevent a lot of these things, you just have to talk to somebody. But it's just some people you just can't talk to because no matter what you do, they're gonna go back to that one event that triggered that bipolar side of them that they can never control,
Mm-hmm.
which could possibly lead to consistent bad decisions being made, unpredictable crash outs, using people of fear of being used.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of PTSD, there's another PTSD event that's in the title too, which is something I think we all relate to. And I'm not gonna say just PTSD from our end because that shit don't bother us, but that shit right there, that 28 to 3 that's in that title.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. You talk about PTSD. It's a lot of people that still haven't got past that yet. And do you think that that's one of the major reasons why we get the crazy ass crash outs down here, sports wise?
Mm-hmm.
And do explain as to why you say that, man.
I mean, to be honest, I'm sorry. Good God Almighty. My damn 5-year old nephew, he about to make me have a PTSD flashback.
PTSD.
Like, the door is shut. You still knocking on though.
Mm-hmm.
But
What?
what the hell was I saying again?
I don't know. You started something with and then you said your nephew just interrupted you right there.
Yeah, you ain't no help. You supposed to be helping me. Okay, you supposed to be listening to what
I
I'm
am
saying.
helping you. That you didn't say shit.
You gotta remember what you were saying. Do you even remember what you were saying?
I asked you,
No, you don't, Kev.
why do you think 28-3 is still bothering the
See,
hell out of
you
people?
supposed to help me. You ain't helping me. You gonna
You
say,
said,
"Oh,
what you mean outside of the? I said you didn't say shit.
you know what? Kev be giving me PTSD right now, all right, yo."
Well, motherfucker, we can end this shit. But nope, we not gonna do that. Because we ain't running away from problems over here. We attack them.
Uh, no, I think people just. I mean, in our case, I just think people just they. I think in our case, as far as us concerned, I think it's really just like you. So everybody's so focused on what everybody else is doing. Like you looking at everybody else. Well, they won this and they won this, and 28-3. It's like it's not the first time that we've seen team lose in horrendous fashions. Some teams don't even put up a fight in Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? They don't even
Mm-hmm.
put up a fight. They don't even score a single point in. And they might score 3 points in the game. And the fact that we put up 28 points, like a lot of these people just about to lose their damn mind because you thought you had something and then it didn't come to fruition. That's because you had a lot of times. You ever heard that saying? Don't make uh 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 don't make no plans until you actually get into your until you get into your hand. That's what we
Mm-hmm.
Packers fans. We were
Mm-hmm.
sitting up here saying, "Man, I'm gonna go off on these Saints fans," and yeah, that shit didn't come.
Oh, so what you feel? So what it is the traumatic experience of that is not being able to have that opportunity to gloat on them, the
Gloat.
stun on the stun on them, motherfucker,
Yep.
and you felt like your opportunity to stunt on the motherfucker disappeared.
Exactly. Exactly. So a lot of times it comes down to not being able to gloat or feel a certain way, and you
Mm.
just can't. You're begging to feel that certain way.
So do you think that this would be a case where people would have rather them not go to the Super Bowl than to lose a Super Bowl in that fashion?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's gotten worse since we've lost the Super Bowl.
Mm.
See, it's better for certain people to not have no hope than to have hope and it slips away from you. And I said some
Mm.
people. I didn't say me.
Mm.
I said some people it's better for them to have no hope than to actually have it slip through their hands. Some people can't take it when it's just right in their hands and it just slips through. And it's like we were so close. They literally go ape shit and go crazy because it was right there in their hand.
Right, right. And it's almost kind of, and like you said, it almost is become synonymous. Well, it ain't almost. It has become synonymous to when it comes to late game situations because it's always brought up by
Mhm.
sports commentators and stuff like that. And it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of it's like that roast back from people when dealing with the Falcon faithful. And like you said, it's a go-to clapback, 28-3.
Mhm.
And like I said, for the average fan, like you said, it's and they can't be able to handle
Mm-mm.
it. Vincent said that was the most sad I felt. The city people didn't want to go to work the next day. And shit,
I got over it.
I
I got
got, I literally got over it in 2 days. Well, actually, really a day.
mm-hmm. Because we had to get the thing is once you do stuff like that, you got to get right back on it.
It literally took. I said, look, it literally took a day, day and a half before I got over it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, because the mindset of it was, like you said, you can't take your foot off the gas. They took their foot off the gas and they got arrogant. And one of the things we always say around here is, like you said, it's one thing to be confident. It's another thing to be arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
Arrogance only comes when you didn't think you was gonna do shit. Confidence is when you know you that dude. Arrogance comes when you didn't think you was that dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look, exactly. Yeah, and like Sonya said, it's always going to be brought up. Like I said, we been over it. Everybody been over it. Somebody told me 28 to 3 the other day. I said, hey, and we deserve to lose. What? I ain't got shit else to say about it. He said, what? You're not mad about it? I said, nigga, we lost. What the fuck else do
The
you
fuck is someone
think?
supposed to get mad at?
Uh, I'm
We
supposed
lost, okay?
to. Exactly. Exactly. But like you said, that's the difference. That is the difference between people who are logical in the sense of it. Like you said, not saying that you had to not be upset about the result, but the thing about it is we're literally going 9 years into this shit, and you still got people crashing out over it. Which makes me think that this Super Bowl wasn't more than just your favorite football team winning. It was almost like it was some kind of spiritual death to you that they lost.
It's because they take a lot of people personify and they take the teams that they invest themselves in, they invest in, they kind of personify. They become that team.
Mm,
It's like, and you can see it in their arrogance and how they talk to other people. You can see it in their
mhm,
arrogance and how they, on Twitter, how they speak to people.
mhm,
Cause you hear people like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. You Falcons fans, y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of fucking losers. And you can hear how they talk to other people. So they take on the personality of that team.
mm.
So they become that team.
So that goes back to that quote of when your ideals become your ideology.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons is the ideal,
Mm-hmm.
and they ended up becoming the ideology of a lot of these folks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And going back to Broly, that's why Broly despised um the crying so much because he was that crying baby.
mhm,
And he took that moment and time and it had become a part of him. He
mhm.
despised it so much. So anytime he hear that cry,
You hear that crowd? He hear Kakarot. He
mm-hmm,
just go ape shit
mm-hmm,
Be- because it goes right back to the traumatic event of him damn near being assassinated.
mm-hmm,
So like you said, it's a occurring moment that he cannot let go. Just like when you talk about like the Vietnam veterans and what they had to deal over there with and Nam and stuff, seeing their comrades getting blown up in their face. Mother legs get blown off, got kids getting becoming casualties on the battlefield and stuff like that. And stuff like that is very, very traumatic. And that's stuff that you're never going to let go because you've seen life and you've seen breath get taken away. You've seen carnage like that.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, going back to Broly, you got another motherfucker in the crib right next to you, sitting here crying like a mother. You hear the name Kakarot, 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 and then one day the king of your kingdom snatches you up by the ankle and stabs you in the damn chest because he was fearful that you was gonna be more powerful than anybody else in the kingdom, and almost off your father. So that Broly character in Dragon Ball Z is a representation of people who went through those traumatic experiences that could never let it go, that could never really get the help for it. E-Man said he said his worst moment was the 1980 divisional loss to the Cowboys. And you know what? A lot of the OG Falcon fans say that. A lot of that's a lot of the OG Falcon fans say that 1980 division loss to the Cowboys. What thing said they was like up by like 14 to 17 points with like 4 minutes left in the game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cause Sonya here said, hold on, we'll give a shout out to Fan Devin. Show some love over here. Appreciate you, man.
Yo, yo.
Uh, Sonya, Sonya said, I bet next time we in the Super Bowl, if we have a large lead with 2 minutes, they ain't gonna trip the fuck. Hmm. Because it's gonna be that scary moment right there. And like I said, not even just a Super Bowl, but that's what goes on when in regular season games where
Uh-huh.
you're worried, like I said, you're worried about having that lead, and then in the back of your mind, you're like, oh no, oh no, and it goes right back to that moment.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying, man? Being a sports fan ain't like I said, y'all like I said, y'all think it's just as easy as putting on a damn jersey, flaunting around, flaunting around. You think it's easy being a sports fan, putting a jersey on, buying season tickets, and claiming you the number one fan? No, that shit is not easy, and especially it's not easy when you're doing that with a team that's not used to winning. Believe me, I know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like you said, why when it comes to big moments like that, why I don't really crash out like that? I'm a Georgia Tech fan. So it's only like seven of us in the state of Georgia.
I
And when
mean,
people who I'm talking about pure Georgia Tech fans. Talking I'm not talking about the people that root for them only when they don't play Georgia. We're talking about like pure Georgia Tech fans. Only like seven in the state.
see, it's the opposite for me. I just enjoy a good game when Georgia and Georgia Tech play. That's
Hmm.
the thing. Cause
Exactly.
I look, my dad, my uncle, uh, before his accident, he was head of the Tech. So we've always, and my dad's side of the family, always been prone to root for both. So that's just how. Now, not everybody in my family roots for both, but I'm just saying I'm
Hmm.
for myself.
But it's almost kind of like a death sentence if you do root for both.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's the one thing that's the one thing I've noticed. It's like a if you're a Georgia if you're a let's say if you're a Georgia sports fan in general, where you watch all, but like even with me being a Tech fan, I still watch Georgia games. I
Mm.
mean, like I said, I don't give a shit about what they do because 9 times 10 they probably gonna whoop somebody's ass.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is.
Mm.
But like you say, in the state of Georgia, especially in the city of Atlanta, it's it's kind of a death sentence to be a fan of Tech or not shitting on Tech. And that's why a lot of people that are Georgia Tech fans are kind of ashamed of it because a lot of them really don't want to hear the bullshit and the ridicule that they gonna get. I'll tell you right up. I got my Tech shirt on right now while we doing this fucking show.
Mm. That does not surprise me whatsoever.
Exactly. Yeah. And plus, it's comfortable in the motherfucker. Shout out to Mrs. Styles, man. She bought me this shirt like about 6 years ago, and it's still intact. Oh,
God damn it, Kev. He
she
said,
damn so did. Bought me this shirt 6 years ago. It's still intact and everything. Ain't not one letter peeled off. Ain't not one letter peeled off yet. but but like you said, it just with these type of moments like this, it just depends. It depends on who's doing it. Some people find it sad. A lot of people will find it upsetting. And be honest with you, I find it comical, especially when dealing with sports. I find the shit comical because all you're doing is you're setting yourself up to have an emotional breakdown. His song said, "I bet Matt Ryan has PTSD from concert," and that's why you see him being an asshole in these damn press conferences.
uh-huh. I mean, shit. To be like I said, man. I
If I got if many of the if I'd have got as many of threat the fan threats on my career, family, and livelihood, shit, I'd be an asshole too.
mm-hmm. They don't say something about doing something to the kids, to the wife, everybody.
Hmm. You got the media, the Georgia sports media shitting on his family as well. It's like, yeah, but that's why I say Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has a certain type of mental strength that most people in this state don't have.
Look, most of them lose their mind when somebody who deserved to get fired. Like they lose their mind with that. All right.
Oh, you talk about you talk about what one called glazed ankles,
Yes, the glazed ankle lights.
the glazed ankleites, yeah, the Rahimathes, yeah,
Him at
they
these.
literally still crashing out right now over there. Lord, that's a whole nother show in its fucking self.
Yes, it is.
But like I said, man, like I said, we wasn't gonna be on here too long about this. I do want to do have that conversation too. So hey, man, appreciate y'all coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, System K live here, as well as Mike Listen TV,
Yeah, yeah.
where we doing these conversations here. So you get an opportunity to see what we talk about behind the scenes and outside of the normal Falcon conversations.
Mm-hmm. It's a process, so we getting it started. But like I said, y'all gonna see more of this, and it's gonna
Mhm,
be, you know,
mhm,
along the lines of entertainment.
mhm. And I will always, and I will say too, it is WrestleMania season. We just recently just saw the Royal Rumble, so we're gonna get a lot more wrestling talk. And one of my favorite times of the year is coming up in the summertime. If you didn't know, now you know with the World Cup. So we about to start getting into that, and I gotta start schooling Mike and some of the guys on the world and the art of the game of soccer.
Yeah,
And actually, and actually deep dive into it. Lord have mercy, you drop there. You need to lay your ass down or something like that and drink some water. He's talking about he's talking about pull up some shot. He said I'm drunk and then let's pull up some more shot.
you drunk and pull up some more. The hell you doing? You drunk on thing
Oh, nah, Southside the one drunk. That Southside one that drunk. He said, "I thought you said you start school next month."
Yeah,
Nigga, please.
he
Yeah, he been smoking too. He been smoking or drinking, one of the two.
that motherfucker said he thought you start school in a month or two. What fucking school starts in a month? School is almost over.
Oh, he been listening too hard. He been listening too hard. But hey, man, Maurice, Martin, appreciate you, man. Jam, appreciate you always.
Mm-hmm.
Um, alcohol poisoning anybody. Yeah. So, hey, man, we're gonna give y'all back the rest of the night. Till next time, people. We here to play.
Oh no.
We're here to stay.
Oh yeah, nigga.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell out of here, nigga.
Y'all, who's this?
Don't judge me. I just wish you knew.